What up, YouTube? It's your man, Beefy Big Guns. We out here! Woo! Breathe it in. The garden's still going, and it's time for an update. It's gonna kind of be a reflection on the garden, maybe, because things are definitely winding down. Although we've had some great successes this year, we've had some utter failures this year, and so I kind of just want to make this video to reflect on what it is that's been going on around here, my thoughts on it all, almost like a video journal for myself, if nothing else. Let's go. A lot of what I'm going to talk about today is simply about watering. We never really got good rain ever here this summer, and so everything that we've been growing has relied on us to water it. We would have very little without the water. Pepper plants in pots produce awesome. I couldn't imagine needing more heat than what we have. But you got to water them. They're water intensive. You got to water them every day, so you got to do it every day. And with the scat amounts of rain that we get, whatever, a tenth here of third of an inch there, that isn't enough for these pots at all. So you gotta hit the water into, especially the sweet ones, every day. The bell peppers. We're just starting to get our bell peppers now, because I'm learning about watering as I go this year. We got some kind of bug that's drilling holes, and I really want to figure that out. Right here, I can see one right there. I don't know if you can see that little bullseye hole right there. Doggone it. They get in a lot of these different things. They drill a hole right through them, and I got no idea what that is. I just saw that. Anaheims are great for one particular thing, and I'll use them for that forever, and I'll grow them forever. Use them for stuffed peppers, for deep fried peppers. I don't know. I see a lot of it on the Korean food TV shows that I watch, and I tried it myself, and it's absolutely amazing. I'm still working on my recipes before I bring them to you guys. Just a real bevy of habaneros. I would add that I moved them away from the fence because they stopped getting as much sunlight back there. The sun is just getting into the garden. It's 9 o'clock right now, and so all these plants are just barely getting 6 hours if they're in the back of the yard where that tree affects the light. When we removed our lettuce patch, we planted these beans, maybe 10 days after, and we kind of wasted a little time in that, and I wish we hadn't, because we are really growing a lot of beans right now. I'm a huge fan of beans. You just boil them in a little water and Cherokee wax. That's one plant right now. The bugs actually ate the Blue Lake pole beans more this year, and I actually really like the beans off of the Blue Lake pole beans, and they don't have a string in them, so that's a no-brainer. I'll probably get rid of the Kentucky Wonders next year, or at least take a break from them. The Blue Lake pole beans are just great beans just to munch on as you walk around. The squash patch is still banging out squash, and it's important to water squashes every day in my experience. Look at that acorn down in there. We have a lot of squash in our kitchen right now. The squash needs water all the time though, so you really can't skimp on it. As soon as these things get dry, the fruits that are forming get rotted on the end of them and don't grow. Here's another great idea. Squash bugs are out early in the year. They get on your plants and they crush your plants. This is a second planting of this squash, the yellow or the early prolific squash that we planted after we took our broccoli out of here. And look at it go. Plant's as healthy as it could possibly be. I mean, it's not totally healthy, but it just gets a little dry once in a while. But I mean, look at all the squash coming out of this thing. So therein lies the point. Second season squash. Get you some. The tomatoes have been a mixed bag this year. We definitely got a lot of canning done from them, but I haven't really maintained them in any way as much as I would like to. All these dead leaves are not good for anything. We probably kept them a little too dry most of the time. But the lesson to learn from this garden back here for this year, and it's again, it's about watering. It's about watering. Putting squash in between tomatoes is not a good idea. And do they crawl along the ground? Yeah. Do they produce some extra squash in the beginning? Yeah. You got to water squashes so much more than you water tomatoes. So if I'm watering the squashes enough, I'm splitting out tomatoes. Makes no sense. Swiss chard is still just doing its thing. It's an absolute survivor. It's so awesome. I can't get enough of it. It's beautiful to look at. It just keeps coming. Look at that stuff. Very tasty, very mild. It's never going to be shredded iceberg lettuce, but man, it's good. So this is the zucchini plant that I jostled trying to get it to crawl over the top of this thing the other day, and it is toast. I didn't know that was going to happen. But we got this other side here, and we're trying to make a real push on getting some zucchini put together here yet late season. And I'm making some gains, and I'm doing it by just adding a lot more water. A lot more water. And now we're getting some going again, and you can see a couple of the females right there. Bang, bang. So if I can keep the water cranking on those, it's got a nice place in the sun now. It catches sun right away in the morning, all the way through the afternoon. Hopefully we can get that thing going and really cranking out a few more yet. The indeterminate tomatoes have been a mixed bag this year. I probably let them get too dry a couple times. Not all of them are single vine anymore. Our best grower, the pear tomato, broke off in a windstorm. So I can understand how some people would not want to pay the time and energy into making the garden run, especially when you got to water all the time. For us, where we live and the amount that we have to water, it's about $20 a month that we can tell on the bill that we spend in watering out here every month. what we're growing is completely organic food. 100%. We have not sprayed this with anything this year in any way, shape, or form. And, ow, something just stung me in my foot. We haven't sprayed out here in any way, shape, or form this year. So when you are eating fresh, organic, you can make the argument that this stuff isn't expensive, whatever, 79 cents each for a zucchini or whatever. I get that. Now go to the organic section. Leave alone the idea that you know where your food's coming from, right? So this organic farmer, are they really organic? How am I to know? I wasn't there. I don't know where these things, even the field, these places even came from. They could be just directly downwind from a chemical plant. I would have no idea. Here, I know exactly what's getting put on it. So in my head, when you're getting really tasty, really fresh, truly organic food in volume, that $20 a month gets eaten up on like one grocery bill. Plus all the benefits, of just like eating this instead of whatever, burgers every night or, do I eat burgers? Yeah, I eat burgers. Look at me. But I'm also supplementing in a lot of good vegetables because I come out here and do this. And so it is an investment in time. There's no doubt about that. But when you're reaping the benefits like we definitely are, it really all seems to be a lot easier to take. I'm proud of what we did out here this year. It required watering all the time. But through that process, I've really learned what it takes for each plant. And I really think I'll map my gardens out different next year as a result. So that's an overview of our garden. As it stands right now, we're definitely going to get video of picking potatoes. And we're going to go in with some cool weather crops after that. So we're going to be planting yet. There's no doubt about that. But this is where we stand right now. And I'm proud of it. Thanks for hanging out with me. It's been fun coming out here and doing this video today. I enjoyed it. And gave me the opportunity to get a lot of good stuff onto the where I can readily access it over and over and over. And hopefully teach you guys something in the process too. But thanks for hanging out. It's your man, checking out. We out here. Catch you on the next one.